Sup. My name is RyuAvalon, and welcome to Coffee Time, your Monday morning discussion video released in the evening, because I'm a very, very busy man, to be completely blunt and honest. But regardless, welcome back. Thanks for coming out. You may have noticed there's no music track in this one, because I do have to ask you guys. We've only been testing it for the past few days, and this is just how we're going to kick it off. We're going to go right into the update before we even talk about today's topic, which is the title, which is Erratas, good or bad, and it's something I have avoided for a while, and it's about goddamn time we talk about it. So before we get into that, do you guys prefer low-end, kind of like quiet, not overdone music in the background, or do you just prefer you and me talking? It is completely up to you, because I am not trying to completely cater to everyone, to be completely honest, but I'm trying to get to a point where we can have a gradual, this is where the channel should go, because I want to listen to you guys, as I always have since day one. Because without any of you, I would not be here doing this the way I do it week after week. I would probably be releasing one video, maybe two, every week or two. So I am freaking just overwhelmed to say thank you for that opportunity. You guys mean the world to me, and if you're just tuning in, welcome. And with that out of the way, you guys just let me know, because I know there's so many other YouTubers who do it that way with music, and there's some who don't do it at all with music. But the music we used was royalty free. We were able to edit it, no problemo, and you can hear the cards in the back and whatnot. So if you guys want more of that, you let me know. We will make it happen. If not, just let me know. You don't have to like and dislike the video. Just put your opinion in the comments. No one's going to attack you, because I will not allow it. With that out of the way, welcome to Coffee Time, your Monday morning discussion video that's kind of like a podcast. For the next 10 minutes, we're going to be talking about the pros and the cons of Erratas, and I will be explaining what it is for the people who may not understand it. So, short version, an Errata is a card text change, and I may screw this up because I'm doing like one straight take. A card change in the way that the card functions. So, per example, Dark Strike Fighter used to be able to use it more than once per turn, and more than just the main phase 1, you were able to use in main phase 2, which meant pretty much you can end the game extremely quickly. The new text, however, is you can only use this effect once per turn, and only once that turn on the main phase, meaning he's pretty much poop. He's shit. I'm sorry, it's the truth. So you can see how that could be a benefit to some people and a negative to others. It takes a lot of the nostalgia away from the game, how we used to play the cards, and goes, you don't play it that way anymore. And let's be completely 100% honest with each other. I have mixed opinions about it, and that's probably why I never voiced my opinion on the situation. But tonight, well, I filmed this at night. Today, when I post it, it's going to be about 24 hours. Tonight, I am giving you my thoughts on the situation. The pros. You're able to bring back old cards that otherwise would not be balanced for the game. Even if they were power creeped out, they could still cause an issue. Crush Card Virus being a prime example of that, and causing devastation throughout the meta where it's unplayable, it's not fun. We have a Sixth Sense format or a Dragon Ruler Tier 0 format. Now, some people like that because the most skillful formats are formats of that such, and it brings out the true passion of a Yu-Gi-Oh player to play through those formats. And basically, there's a saying that says iron cuts iron, and it makes it stronger instead of making it weaker. Basically, you have to play against someone better than you without getting frustrated, and pick yourself up again and learn from your mistakes and do it again. That is a goddamn life lesson, and there's going to be no jokes about that one this week. But you need to basically just get better. And if you don't have that skill gap there where basically you have to challenge yourself and become better, you will just sit there and get handed a win. And it's kind of that, I hate to sound this way, it's kind of that Call of Duty factor or that easy kill factor. You don't want that. trust me, it feels good right off the bat, but then you're going to get really bored and want to move on to the next thing. And that's kind of how Yu-Gi-Oh's getting, and especially with Erratas, it can feel like it. And honestly, I like Erratas because I get to play my older cards, but at the same time, it gets really freaking annoying that Konami just goes and changes the rules, and it's like, well, that kind of just happened. And Erratas have been around for the longest of time since, I think the earliest I can think back to, I know someone's going to correct me, I'm absolutely off on this. The earliest one I can remember was probably like Pulsar Dragon, which was Konami was like, oh fuck, we messed this up big time, and it's completely busted. We gotta go back and change that. I think that was like the first real appearance of it, to be fair, but we got it from a V-Jump scan, the translations could have been wrong, all that mumbo-jumbo, but at the end of the day, it still harmed the living crap out of the way Light Pulsar worked. It made a lot of people confused. And I think that's one of the biggest negatives. It makes people confused because you have cards that stay on a text, they work a certain way, and then on another edition of the text, which is, yes, a more updated version, it doesn't have it anymore, and it takes away from what we used to know. It's kind of like when I go to play Crush Card, this isn't the Crush Card I've come to know. This isn't the Legacy I've come to know. This is a pretty much watered down version so we don't hurt the new decks that are out there right now. Honestly, if you have to make an errata, some people will just instantly say, don't bother bringing the card back, and I'll stand by that. I can understand why. Some people may disagree with that statement and say you're absolutely wrong because, you know, it's this and that, and it makes it easier to clean up the ban list. Let's be honest, at some point the ban list is going to be irrelevant at some point. I was talking to a good friend about this, and I know he's probably watching. He's probably going to be like, yep, we're waiting for your YouTube channel, well, your YouTube channel, to actually come out, to say the least. But at some point, the ban list is just going to become fucking irrelevant the way it's going. Let's be honest. They're going to make more and more powerful cards, and we're going to be errataing fucking everything, errataing everything by the freaking week. And it's just going to get really, like, annoying to see that, and then no one's going to have interest in playing it. And I know you guys will hate me for bringing this up. Pokemon has a rotation system. Magic the Gathering has a rotation system. I can't speak for Vanguard or any other card game because I don't have a long-term experience with them when it comes to the way they deal with things. I know Duel Masters, when that was a thing in America, had pretty much a ban list, and I think in Japan, because it's still alive, they just used set rotation at the time being. But the point stands, the set rotation may never come to Yu-Gi-Oh!, but the concept behind it may find its way instead of doing erratas, because it would allow basically Konami to hit the toilet flush and goes whoosh, and everything just goes down, and then we could start fresh. But I think it would have to be done in a certain way. I know I'm getting so sidetracked because we're talking about erratas, but honestly, erratas are just pretty much a way to try to balance something that was never really meant to be balanced because they wanted it to sell, and it did what it did. And now you're pretty much just tapping on nostalgia and be like, hey, baby, come back. And you want them to come on back, and when it happens again, you fucking give them a watered down version. It ain't the goddamn same. And to be fair, I believe the dual generations, from what I was being corrected on, to be fair, I think it said you can use the original card text. I don't know. I'm still half asleep. I haven't looked it up. I'm being honest. But regardless of that factor, let me just say this much. I like erratas when they're for something like Dark Strike Fighter, where it balances it, but if it's overdone at the same time, then it just murders the card and no one wants to play it, and then just another wasteful card. It's another card that no one wants, that's not sought out after. Like, here's my thing. Chaos Emperor Dragon, okay, that needed it. That was a pretty good balance. Sengen is probably the perfect middle ground to the way shit should have been errated since day one. If you really want it, that's the way to do it. And the way they did with Dark Strike Fighter, well, hell no. See, here's the thing. If Bryonak, the Ice Barrier Dragon, was to come back, quintessentially, you could easily say, okay, no other monster effects can be changed, or no effects at all can be changed when this card goes to the discard. Just put it in the ruling. And it can only be once per turn, no more than that, and only one card. That instantly balances it out, but we already have a replacement in Coral Dragon, so I don't know how Konami would ever approach that. But Tribe Infecting Virus could be the same way. There you still have a powerful card that's not going to be, like dipped in mermails and make mermails that much more powerful. To be fair, mermails are still pretty fragile. Just saying. Just saying. But people get so uptight about when I say something. I think that's part of the reason I didn't want to talk about Erratas, but I'm kind of the mix of it. I'm down the middle. If it's good and it's not overdone, like Sengen. To be fair, Sengen didn't even fucking need it. But if it's like Sengen, sure. If it's like Dark Strike Fighter, hell no. So I'm kind of down the middle. I see the way it works. I kind of like it, but at the same time, if it's overdone, it just ruins it. And maybe it's just a nostalgia talking in me for like 20 years of this fucking game. And maybe I'm just getting too old for this game. I don't know. But the game's been going for so freaking long, there needs to be an answer for Erratas at some point, right? It kind of just feels like one of those things that Konami throws darts at a fucking board and goes, did we land it? Did it hit? Yeah? Good? Okay, we're going with that idea. That's how it kind of feels, because they don't communicate with us about Erratas. They don't say why they just did it. They just say, hey, we want to bring this back, put it in this pack, reprint it, and grab some goddamn money. But that's just my 2 damn cents on it. Now, it's been only 9 minutes talking about Erratas, so I'm going to try to fill the last minute. Let's do this with a lightning round. If the Erratas are done right, I'm all for it. If they're done terribly wrong, please keep it away and spray it with fire. It was a terrible idea in the first place. To be fair, some cards do need an errata over time, and some cards just absolutely don't. And that's just because new cards keep coming into the game and cycling their way through, and basically it's going to cause interaction plays where the short version is when you take element X and you put it with element Y, they're going to react in a certain way. If the reaction isn't the way that you were kind of hoping for, and the players find something that wasn't originally there, kind of, I guess, like if we were talking about Bryonak and Mizuki, or Bryonak and Malicious, or Bryonak and a fucking FCK loop, then you need that errata to come on in and clean up what the fuck you fucked up. But honestly, erratas just, to me, feel like something that Konami just goes, okay, just bleach the floor, we fucked up, just bleach it all, just melt it all down, don't let them see this. It's not meant to be seen by their eyes. But again, that's just me being me. So, if you guys enjoyed this coffee time, you can tune back next Monday for another coffee time. And if you like me, make sure to hit subscribe for more. But please, guys, the ones of you who tune in regularly on a weekly basis or whatnot, like, I feel like Stock Market would be one of those videos that music would never apply to. It wouldn't feel right. I know I've been testing it with like news videos, but I guess with news videos too, things like that sort, it just doesn't fit right. I think with dual videos, those are the perfect place to use it. And if you guys feel that way, just let me know. Like, if you're down the middle about it, just be honest and say, I'm down the middle by it. This is the kind of genres I like, and I'll try to mix it up for everyone. Because I'm just more of a rock and roll guy, but obviously I put a little hip hop background track in there for some people who actually enjoy it. But, some people don't, some people do. But you guys let me know, and we'll make it happen together. As always, thanks for tuning in. Make sure to check out the other channels in the description below. There's no music down there tonight because you guys I just want to see how you guys react to it, whether you want it or not. You guys have the ultimate decision in that factor, and I have the ultimate decision in thanking you. So I will see you tomorrow for Tech Tuesday and for a little something special I've been cooking up over the weekend. Till then, peace.